Hey guys, Ningen here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to be looking at the physical free-to-play Android 14 and 15 farmable from the new story event. So, okay, so they're on the second rotation and both 13s are on the first one, so let's float off my one. So it's going to be a couple of turns until we get them together. As long as the 13 doesn't transform before we put them together, because they really need to be on rotation with an untransformed 13 and then a transformed 13 to fully get all of their abilities. So they are kind of an interesting card. They do a couple of different things based on, like I say, who you can get them onto rotation with. So let's go over very quickly their details. So they are a target Goku category leader, 3 key, HP attack and defense 50%. So obviously just the typical free-to-play sort of mini leader skill. Their super attack, supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack, which is cool. A lot of units on the Android team lower attack. We've talked about this in various other videos, runs on Super Battle Road, things like that. And that is obviously very, very useful in any modes where lowering attack is actually available. That coupled with all the built-in healing that it has is one of the reasons why the Android team is so powerful. So yeah, not even a 700,000 attack stat currently, but that is they're not great link buddies for that 18. And then yeah, we do have her support on this rotation, but that's basically it. So, and then 20k from type disadvantage. I mean, I guess it's not terrible for a free-to-play unit, but we will see how that improves, hopefully. So basically the reason why they have such an interesting dynamic and this weird sort of build that focuses around our boy here, Android 13, is their first part of their passive is attack and defense 70%. So that's just standard, pretty reasonable, not like a crazy high number, but not bad. And then the first part of their sort of pairing with 13 is plus an additional attack and defense 70% and foresees enemy super attack for the rest of the battle when your team has Android 13 attacking in the same turn. So they have to be on rotation together. And then yeah, the foresees enemy super attacks for the rest of the battle is awesome, because you could literally then just float them off into the third slot and just never just keep them off rotation essentially. And you can now see enemy super attacks for the whole of the rest of the event, which for things like the legendary Goku event, super useful. So here we now, you can see this ring around TN. We now have that ability active. We also have still the support from the STR18, and they are getting that additional attack and defense 70%. So let's see what sort of attack. There we go. See, breaking a million attack stat. That is much more like it. So we can hit TN. The super attack animation is nothing special, but it's pretty cool. And because they lower attack, I did give them a little bit more additional than anything else. I gave them the typical level 3 dodge, a little bit of crit, and then a bit more additional, just because we want to get that attack lowering on various modes. And then yeah, the fact that Android 13 has that medium chance to stun seems to be coming in into play quite often actually in the last two videos we've done. So now we're going to get the first 13 to transform, and then next rotation we will get our man transformed alongside 14 and 15. So, but TN is stunned, right? Still? Or no? Yeah, he is. He can't do nothing. So let's do this, and then there we go, give you all of those. So we should finish off TN this turn, I think. This is the friend Android 13, who is only 55%. I was actually quite surprised when I came into this event. So there's like 3 people on my friends list that had him, but there was like 3 or 4 guests as well, all at 55%, which is fair. I imagine most people, if they did summon on this banner, once you pull 1 copy you just dip. So unless you, like me, super lucky with my ticket multi, unless you pull 2 of them in 1 multi, I would only really expect to see 55% ones, because I don't imagine anyone's going to go hard on this banner, especially with the double rates LR banner around the corner, and then of course the 5-year is what everyone's waiting for. So now we have him transformed. So as you can see, this effect has stayed in place. We can still see the super attacks even though we now have a transformed 13 on rotation with us. So we can't super if we put him in the front, that's annoying. So we'll do that. he should tank okay. So now that they have a transformed Android 13, they now get damage reduction of 30% and all allies attack and defense 30%. So I would have liked to have put them in the first slot just to see how they tank with that damage reduction, but I do want them to be able to super attack. So, and then yeah, that buff giving a nice defensive buff. 2.2 million on the 13. Mine is obviously 69% now. I did feed in that dupe and put the abilities in after recording that 55% showcase, and they're at 1.1. So yeah, I imagine they must keep the attack and defense 70% from the first part of their passive, because if they dropped that, they're only giving themselves the attack and defense 30% for all allies, and we only just got them to a million attack stat when they were on rotation with the untransformed 13 the first time. So technically that means they're getting 100% attack and defense, although it's probably worked out separately. But yeah, keeping the oh damn, I was really hoping he would dodge that. Hellfighter 17 has a 50% chance to dodge, so... But, yeah, it's actually really solid. Like, being able to break a million attack stat, and the fact that they now have 30% damage reduction, and are a support unit, so they're supporting everyone else. They're not, like, the best link partner with the Dokkan Fest Android 13, because obviously they don't have Fierce Battle, because they awaken with the medals from the story event. They have links like Fear and Faith, which I don't think the AGL one has. Oh no, he does. Wait, what ones are they missing then? Because they link super well with the transformed A13s, the one that got easy A's, and also the untransformed one from the barbershop. But I think we're just looking at some really dodgy links. Obviously they do have Shattering the Limit. Tough as Nails, Android Assault, Red Ribbon Army. Yes, he doesn't have... AGL 13 doesn't have Android Assault. But obviously, because of the way their passive is built, they really need to be run alongside the 13. So, who's going to tank better? I guess Super 17 does have damage mitigation. Yeah, let's leave our boy Super 17 in the front slot. He's got support from the LR, so he should be okay. And in fact, I think we are going to miss a Dokkan attack. I don't know how I didn't notice that they were in the third slot though, so we definitely should have put them in the front. I don't know how I messed that up so bad, because I guess I would kind of like to have seen them take the super attack, but not quite sure how I didn't notice that, but there you go. 9.6. So yeah, with no support unit on the rotation, they're not quite at a million attack stat linked up with the Dokkan Fest 13. But I mean, they're still tanking normal attacks for double digits, which is pretty decent. Fortunately, we did keep a transformed Android 13 on both rotations, so we don't have to worry too much about the fact that they are going to float off onto this other one. So I'm going to transform the LR androids here, because why not? I feel like we've kind of seen enough out of them anyway. I don't want the video to go on super long. So we are going to get the Dokkan attack here with 13. 16 even. 13 is going to be in the middle. God, it's going to get so confusing now from literally almost every unit on this Android team is just a number. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get the Dokkan attack with you. We weren't able to get it last turn anyway, so we weren't going to be able to see it with these guys. But I do think when I do my showcase for the full Target Goku team, now that my Android 13 is 69%, because yeah, again, I've made this team only really androids. When I do my Target Goku team showcase, I think I will bring them along, especially when we do like Target Goku versus the Legendary Goku event, because like I said, I will probably get them on that first rotation with him, so we can see super attacks for the rest of the fight, and then I'll probably just float them off. Although, they could be quite useful against the actual Int UI Goku at the end, but for some of the later stages, and especially the STR UI Goku, we definitely don't want them on main rotation. So, but yeah, 13 here, able to finish off Vegeta, and I think we can probably call it there. We've had a pretty good viewing of what they can do. Very solid free-to-play unit. Actually, let's go into the next one. I will just show you guys the build. It's something I always forget to do, and people did mention it on some older videos. But you can see here, like, how much of an advantage this is. Like, they're not even on the rotation. We're into a new stage against Trunks, and we can see that he's not super attacking. So, super, super useful. And then there you go. So I went for 14 crit, 14 additional, 9 crit, and 3 dodge. I think like 17 additional, 6 crit. 6 crit to me is just too low. Obviously, I do want them to additional, but they're not really ever going to be the hardest hitting unit, so I would like them to crit where possible. So I think that's a good build, but let me know what you gave them if you did build them differently. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think of the free-to-play Android 14 and 15 in the comments down below. If nothing else, at least we have units for them in the game. Like, I'm somebody who, whilst I might not be a big fan of every single character in the Dragon Ball lore, I think we are kind of at a point in Dokkan where, like, every character should have a card. So it is nice that not only do they finally have one, them and the 13, that they're actually good. Because obviously some of the 13 cards we've had before, like the 2 that got easy A's, they definitely made them better, but I certainly did not add them into my Android team, whereas this new one is very interesting. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.